Was King Charles just caught in 4K admitting that the whole coronation was boring? Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and this one is a doozy. A lot of us watched the coronation this weekend, thanks to Steph the Alternate for her amazing coverage. And we just did a video talking about who really won the PR battle. If you haven't yet seen that one, check it out. I'll put a link over here. It's the last video. I'll put it at the end. Check that one if you missed it. But this one was juicy, guys. I had to get into it. Now, look, I don't want to be disrespectful. I know this is like a whole historical thing. The pomp and circumstance is a big deal, and there's a lot of history and heritage. So respect all my UK viewers. But as like, you know, dumb American, I'm calling myself the dumb American, so take this as you will. It all just seems a little silly to me. It does. It does seem a little boring and overblown and over-exaggerated. Well, apparently I'm not the only one who thinks so. King Charles himself is being dragged after a lip reader. This is for Sky News, which is not like a tabloid, mind you. They're definitely more reputable. Is claiming that he was complaining about his boring coronation. That's right. All right, let's go to it. Let's cut to the tape. Here we go. King Charles sitting there. King was pictured looking grumpy as he arrived early on Westminster Abbey for the coronation. This is what a lip reader thinks he was saying. Now, granted, he's saying a lot more, so it's odd that we didn't get more here. So that's what, but it's probably hard to get all of it. Only some of this was sure. Regardless of what you think on the lip reading, dude was grumpy on his way to his coronation where he's going to be king. Like, how do you be grumpy when you're about to become the king? Shouldn't this be a good day for you? I guess everybody has their bad days. But here it was. He thinks no one can see it, but we can never be on time. Yes, this is a negative. There's always something. This is boring. So those are the phrases that was able to be taken away from. Now, what could this be like the conversation with Camilla, where they're just having a spat, in which case that happens. You'd think they wouldn't be having that on the day of his big coronation while he's being pushed around in a golden cart. But hey, I guess the king is just like everybody else. They get in some spats. But what do you think? Is this a spat, or is he talking about the coronation in general? We can never be on time. That's something to be validly frustrated about. Yes, this is a negative. So he's frustrated that he's late. There's always something. This is boring. Can you imagine? Now, if that's true, and he's finding this as boring, as a lot of people did, who aren't, you know, royalists or British and don't believe in all this pomp and circumstance, this is a bad look, King Charles. This is a bad look. If only we could hear what's actually said behind the scenes. But here's where the thing is. Taxpayers, UK taxpayers, 125 million is what it's reportedly going to cost in a time of economic turmoil. And so British public wasn't so thrilled after lip readers' claims about what Charles allegedly said within his golden carriage. Not too terribly long after Charles appeared to be testily demanding that a staffer clean his desk, this new claim isn't going over well either. Hold on, we'll go to that in a second. I thought I had that. Sky News posted video footage that shows Charles appearing to be displeased with something. The footage is superimposed with alleged complaints such as, "This is boring, we can never be on time, there's always something." According to the Daily Beast, this took place while Charles spent 5 minutes waiting outside of Westminster Abbey before the coronation ceremony. There's the footage. You guys be the judge. He's seemingly not thrilled about something. There's no telling whether the lip reader's claims are accurate. But at least one think that a Yank interpretation of British temperament is to blame. It sure seems like Londoners aren't thrilled either. Here are some of the reactions across. So Charles gets his 250 million spent on his coronation and complains to Camilla this is boring. Good to know the king appreciates the money spent while millions of his subjects are forced to use food banks. Heaven forbid he try to get a GP appointment or a dentist in this country for F's sake. I mean, 5,000 people liking it. It's true. It's not a good look, King Charles. Charles, a 5-minute delay is a personal affront. One expert lip reader told Sky News that when King was saying at the time, we can never be on time, there's always something, this is boring. Coronation. The coronation cost British taxpayers $250 million during a cost of living crisis. King Charles, this is boring. This is boring. I'm so glad King Charles shares the same opinion with us, with those of who did not watch his coronation. It is boring, Charles. Very boring, and all at our expense. You know, I didn't watch Coronation as I knew it'd make me angry, but today hearing that Charles said this is boring when the country spent 250 million on his day when millions like me live in poverty, it's the biggest FU. I'll remember the next time I use a food bank. Charles caught on hot mic telling Camilla this is boring as he attended his own coronation. Such a massive downgrade from QE2. Yeah, it keeps going. Now, if Prince Harry had been caught on camera, there'd been a massive media backlash. That's true. Can you imagine? Oh my God, if Meghan or Harry were caught with lip readers saying that this is boring, we would have news for weeks. But we got to take this as seriously, do we not? Both sides need to be heard. Charles has spoken and he thought his 250 million celebration was boring and he had to wait in his golden carriage. He's in a golden carriage. Can we just process this? And it's still, I mean, it's all a little boring. When you're that rich and famous, I guess anything is boring. All right, now, nuts. You can't make this stuff up. But yeah, apparently he's already in hot water after testily forcing a staffer to clean his desk. That was early on. People were, I cut to the wrong. Hey, welcome. It's my cool camera angle. There it is. This was older news that he was already sort of testy. He gets grumpy. King Charles now, I'll respect it, is known for getting grumpy. So what do you say here? Is enough enough? Was this ridiculous? Is he caught? Do you believe this is not a good look on the taxpayer's dime? Since the coronation was to be a state function, there's no comment from Camp Charles as of yet. What do you think of this? Let's play the tape one more time as I cue this up. Try to see if we can really see it happening. Here it is. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, here we go. I got it open. I mean, he's saying way more than that. That's what's frustrating. Regardless of whatever he's saying, he's way too testy in that golden carriage with his queen. It's just weird that he's having such a bad day on such a day that's supposed to be like, hello? Even a king isn't enjoying himself, guys. That's just what's telling you. Never look up to these people, these influencers, these celebrities, these royals. They're all still miserable at home is the real reality. And look, he may have been having a bad day, but you'd think of all the days. Would this not satisfy the man? What do you think? Do you think this lip reader's off base? Or do you feel like that's pretty on point? Does this annoy you? Does it just not bother you in the slightest? I want to hear your thoughts down below. Make sure before you comment, you also hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for alerts, and smash that thumbs up. Either way, I appreciate you guys watching. Leave your comments down below. Where do you stand on this? Thank you guys so much for watching. We will not be live today. We are going to start doing lives Tuesdays and Thursdays around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to make them more special, guys. So we'll see you there, and you're going to see more videos uploaded on the off days. So get excited, stay tuned, and thank you guys so much for supporting here on Popcorn Planet.